Hey, good morning, folks. We're going to do a little work on the homestead today. Thought you might want to go along with us. Going to do some outside work while we got some good weather. So let's get her done. Starting off with a good breakfast, a couple of our farm fresh eggs, some of our homemade pressed ham, or spam as we call it. Got a video for that if you want to see it. Good stuff. Alright, had a nice breakfast. Now we're out and about out here. Supposed to be getting some weather tonight, so I've got some wood that we need to split up, and we're going to be doing some barbecuing here around the 1st. We've got a family Christmas party we're having on New Year's Day, and I'm going to be doing some roast beef. So I need some dry wood for our trailer barbecue because I'm going to be doing a bunch of it. So I need to get some of this split up, and we've got to get it stacked and put in the barn. The guineas are wondering what's going on out here. Whenever somebody comes out, they start squawking. So we got to go get the tractor and splitter out of the barn, and we'll get this stuff done. All right, we got Kelly's wood splitter out here. What I had to do is, our wood bin here still had the plastic liner in it, so I dumped all this out yesterday. Took the plastic liner out because that holds too much water in there when it rains, and it just drains a lot better in this way. A lot of our wood is too long, and some of it needs to be split because this is not a big firebox. So we're going to do that. We've got another bin out back we need to do the same thing to. All right, we're all done. We've got 2 full totes here full of good barbecue wood. Now, some of you people that split wood would probably be asked, why are we making shingles out of this stuff? Well, I need some of it different sizes because when I start the barbecue, it needs to be smaller. And the barbecue runs a lot better on like 3 to 4 inch square wood. It runs a lot better on that. You still liking your new splitter?
Oh yeah.
So, not that we're doing a review on a county line splitter, but what do you like about this thing?
Better than chopping with an axe?
Well, for sure. But I mean, as a hydraulic splitter, what are the features that you like on it?
The mobility on it, being able to drag it wherever we want it, and it's got some pretty good force behind it, so it makes things easy. Cuts like butter.
How about the hydraulic system, the way it works? Do you have any likes about that? You like the detent on the open?
I wish that I like the auto retract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It'd be nicer if it went forward, but I understand why it doesn't automatically.
If it went forward automatically?
Yeah, but I understand why it doesn't, because people be losing hands. So.
Now, I like this feature right here. If you get a log stuck on your wedge, you come back and this pushes it off. It's pretty slick. But real happy with this splitter. It's got plenty of force. We're going to get this thing put back in the barn. I'm going to put one of these totes in the barn because, like I said, we're expecting some weather in tonight. Usually I keep my wood out here in these totes. And this is all barbecue wood. That's all apple wood over there. This is all ash and just a little bit of apple that we started with over there by the fire pit. But one of these will go in the barn so it stays nice and dry for my New Year's Eve cook that we're doing. Kelly's cleaning off her splitter. She's awfully proud of that thing. She bought it with her own money. All right, we got our wood in here in the barn to stay dry. We got our log splitter parked over here so we can close up the barn, lock things up. Well, we can give you a little update here on the farm. Since we're in the middle of winter, you wouldn't know it though. It's going to be like 70 degrees today, 2 days after Christmas here in Nebraska. Very unseasonably warm weather. We got both flocks of the guineas combined now. We locked them up together in the coop while we were in Tennessee. And they're all one big happy family now. And they all live in the guinea coop. They got the automatic door that closes in on them at night, keeps them away from the predators. Next year's compost pile is doing really well. It's composted down really nicely. We'll flip it a couple more times when we have the tractor out here. I got this really cool shooting bench from my buddy Carl the other day. He had had it built a few years back, but they don't use it anymore. So he said, hey, you want this shooting bench? And I'm like, absolutely. Because still got a sight in my rifles all the time and all that. It's even got little notches here to lean guns up against that. And then eventually, you see the old silage pit up there. I'm going to put some targets way back there in the back of that silage pit. So it's a nice protected area and those bullets aren't going to go anywhere. I took the opportunity, since we had the good weather, to give the bees some syrup the other day. And it's been so warm that I haven't put our cover back on yet. But when we start getting a 10-day forecast, it looks like it's going to be sustained, like 0 degrees and snowy and all that. We'll go ahead and pull those top boxes off. The only thing those top boxes are doing are housing the syrup bottles in there. So once we're not able to feed them anymore, we'll pull those top boxes off, put our cover back on. But the bees are doing fantastic. It was Kelly checking out the neighborhood. And check the mailbox while she's out. Really loving our propane bottle wind chime here. It really makes a nice noise when the wind's blowing. It doesn't take a lot of breeze to make it ring either. And it hasn't bothered Kelly yet. Remember, Kelly didn't want it anywhere near the house because she didn't want it to keep her up at night, but she doesn't hear it. But I hear it when I'm out and about. We decided to leave the asparagus patch, leave the what do you call it, stalks or ferns or whatever they are. Leave those up. We'll mow those down in the spring. And then you can see the garden's been put to bed out here. It's ready to go for the spring. There's no weeds out here. All we have to do in the spring is pull our drip hoses up to the top of the rows. And then, like you've been around the channel, you know we bring the mulch in, remulch the row. Those rows are really well fortified. That mulch breaks down every year, the compost, and creates fantastic soil in there for all the rows. The fruit orchard is doing well. This Fuji apple here is doing so well, I had to pull the white trunk protector off because it was open. So I put a wire protector around there because the rabbits will get in there. If they've got any little opening, they'll chew the bark off of those in the winter and kill them. Hey, you girls are noisy. If you value your peace and quiet, folks, don't ever buy guinea fowl, because you won't have it ever again. Kelly had to put a makeshift barrier around our berry vines here because the rabbits were coming in and chewing on those as well. She caught it early though, so not too much damage. All of our grapes are dormant. We've got garlic poking up over here in the herb bed. Kelly planted a whole bunch of garlic. Our lick tubs are all empty. These onions and chives here will come back. Now, being out here in the fruit orchard reminds me that we have a broken connector over here on the hydrant, because today would be a great day to water the trees. We haven't got any moisture probably a couple months here other than just a dusting of snow. This little filter housing here is split and broke because there was some water in there and it froze. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it loose from here and then put this hose directly onto that pressure reducer. Okay, got it fixed. Our hydrant still leaks. It's been leaking for quite a few years right here when it's on. And it's the older style that doesn't have a jam nut here on the stem. So we're going to have to get this hydrant replaced at some point. I'll call a plumber out here because I've never dealt with this old of hydrant. Sometimes they can just screw them out. And if they get lucky, they can put another one right back in the same hole and screw them in without digging them out. Sometimes you get lucky and it can get done that way. Otherwise, it's going to cost some money. Got the asparagus and the berry vine down there on the end on. We've got the garden off. All right, our trees are dripping. We had a very strong south wind here about a week ago, and it blew the clematis off the top of the coop like it was a giant toupee or something. But we usually pull all that down. We leave it up during the winter in case we get a south wind. If it's snowy, it doesn't drift up against there and cause a lot of issue. It kind of protects the chickens. Neighbor has the cows out on the corn stalks north of the place, but they spend all their time up in here behind our place in this little lane. Now we've started our roll-up door project here. Remember those two roll-up doors we bought at that auction? We've got things in here. The doors are going to fit the opening. The only issue we're going to have is the opening is not tall enough for the spring winder that go above it. So we're getting real creative with that. We're going to mount the spring pulley back here and run cables down. You'll see that on a video. We're going to get real creative with that. But it'll be nice to have this bottom down here closed up, because you can see when we had that south wind the other day, shop is full of corn stalks. And I still want to get on Big Red and get him running. It's not going to take very long. I just got to find the time to do it. And it's going to be getting cold, so it's probably not going to be till spring when we start messing with him. And I've got the sickle mower we purchased at Junk John over here by the shop door. There's some work that we need to do on it. And then we have our buck saw here that I want to try using one of these days for cutting firewood when we do all those logs on that log deck up there. We'll give that thing a shot just to try it. Probably not going to use it for a lot, but it'll be fun just to see how they used to do it back in the old day. Our pond is just a mud puddle because we haven't had any moisture. And that was just our test pond, if you remember, to see if the area would hold water, and it does. So stay tuned. We're going to have a big spring project out here pushing out this big pond. Something I've always wanted. See, the yard is littered with corn stalks as well from that wind the other day. You see the corn stalks over in the yard are like a foot deep. The other day when the wind was blowing, this fence here was corn stalks clear to the top, blown up against this fence all the way down. Looked pretty cool. Now the other thing I want to do is add some evergreen trees to the shelter belt. We've got lots of good trees out here, but they're deciduous trees, which means they lose their leaves in the winter. But the evergreen trees hold on to their foliage, so we want to get another couple rows of evergreens planted out here to kind of fill it in a little bit. We got a great windbreak during the summer, but during the winter it's a little sparse. From our bathroom remodel, we deleted this bathroom window here because we put in a floor-to-ceiling shower stall. So we had to get a masonry guy to come out and fill in the brick. The texture isn't exactly the same, but the color is close enough to where you really can't tell when you're out at distance. And this is the north side of the house that nobody sees, so we're just happy to have it closed up before winter. Well, folks, that's about all I can update you on right now. We're going to figure out what we're going to do for supper and take something out of the freezer for that. And then tomorrow I'm going to do some sourdough bread. Maybe I'll bring you along for that adventure. So, till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us here real soon on the farm. Maybe we'll have some snow. Who knows?